with me now, the Southeastern heavyweight champion, Bullet Bob Armstrong. And Bob, certainly a big win for Brad Scott here on television.
Well, it was a pleasure for me to sit out here and watch my boys in a different frame of mind. You know, after what happened last week, I sat back and took a look at myself, and it's funny how you can sit away from things and look back at the things you've done, and I'm really not proud of them. But my boys kind of showed me the light. And since I did this last week, it seems like everybody won't kick the Bullet's butt. The Midnight Express is hot at me. They dropped me on my head here last week. I hear Ric Flair's coming to town after me. And Super O, I got a lot of title matches, and the Express is really upset because Scott and Brad won the titles, and they've been trying to put me down ever since. And I believe you got a film here, Charlie, that shows just what happened in an incident here recently. It was Starr, the newest member of the Express, was challenging me, and we were going at it tooth and nail in a one-on-one situation. And you can see right here that I had things going my way pretty good, but in just a minute you're going to see the ultimate plan. What they were going to do if Starr couldn't get the job done is the Express was going to do it themselves. And you can see right here things are going pretty well for the Bullet, but you'll see what happens here in just a minute. They're really hot about the boys winning the titles. I went down with them, and I'm going to see that they get a fair shake from now on. From now on, you're going to see Bullet and the boys. It's going to be both of us. We're sporting a lot of hardware now. I've got the Southeastern title. There you go. There's what the ultimate plan was. I fought for a minute, but by golly, you can't whip three men, and they finally put the quietus to me, and I just want to thank Mr. Michael Hayes. You're going to see him come in now. If it hadn't been for him, he would have put a real bop job on my head. They'd already dropped me on my head here on TV, and my neck's still really stiff like a board, and I got a soft spot on top of my head now like a baby boy. But one thing about it, you're going to see my boys, when they got the word of what was going on, they're going to come on in here and probably save some serious injury to me and Michael Hayes. You can see everything's breaking loose now. They pretty well got things their way, and they're putting a bop job on me, trying to get me out of commission. They don't like me sitting at ringside with my boys, but I've got a card that enables me to be a second. I'm not a manager. I'm just a second. They always have a man in their corner. I'm going to be in my boys' corner. I've got that right. We'll make it a 3-on-3 situation. Here come the boys, and by golly, right then, they scattered. They didn't get the job done. And because of all this that's happened, because of everything that's happened about my boys winning the title, the Express being really hot at me because I did find the belts. They had hidden the belts. They weren't going to give them, and I went into the dressing room, and I found the belts in the back, in the bottom of their bags. I brought them out, and they tried to put me down. Now, because of all this, Ron Starr, the guy I was just wrestling, has challenged me to a match here today. Right. And he's going to meet me one-on-one here today, and we're going to get it settled. He's the newest member of the Express, thinks he's got something to prove, and so have I. So in the last match today, I'll wrestle Ron Starr and may the best man win. Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you, Bob, for coming out. And that will be our television main event.
And White has Lisa Tulo wrapped around the ropes like a pretzel. She can't get out. This isn't fake, folks. This is real. Watch Christensen now. She goes over, jumps on the ropes, and that's got to send repercussions through Tulo's body. Crowd, not much reaction there. Here's a charge by Tulo. But Christian steps out of the way, and Tulo says hello to the concrete. Here comes my favorite shot right here. Ride him, cowboy. All she needs is a lasso, and we're going to show you the pin. It's coming up right now. A double flip. Christian with a big victory Tuesday night at Expo Hall over Tulo.
You got beat, and I don't like losers. I'm a winner, and I'm going to stay a winner. And Bob Armstrong, you going to find out.
Bob? You know, the man over there blabbing his mouth with a hood on his face made a bad mistake. He attacked the Bullet from behind, not man enough to go eye to eye. And he says he don't like losers. Well, I guess he don't have any mirrors in his house, because every time he looks, he sees a loser. You're going to pay the price, brother. Nobody attacks the Bullet from behind. We're going to get on it one-on-one. And when it's all over, I'll take that sock off your head, and I got a nice place planned to put it. That's all I got to say. I'll see you tomorrow night. Speak on.
All-star lineup headlined by that special challenge, Bullet Bob, the Southeastern heavyweight champion, against Mr. Olympia tomorrow night in Pensacola. We got underway. I tell you, this is the special challenge match. Down the ring, one half of the Southeastern Tag Team Champions, Brad Armstrong. And his opponent now entering the ring. One part of the Midnight Express Incorporated at 224, the Junkyard Dog, Norvell Austin. Dickie, the man that pinned Norvell, lost the titles. Norvell wants him back one-on-one today on television. We're seeing that.
Well, it's a main event in anybody's arena, but overtones of personal feud here, and it's being done right here on TV. Brad Armstrong down at the time, and Norvell Austin pounding away.
Scott Armstrong out at ringside, as well as other members of the Express. Watching with great intent, boot in the midsection. Armstrong retaliates. A couple of boots to the midsection on Norvell Austin. Takes his man into the ring.
Oh, beautiful drop kick. What a nice position he was up there in the air and caught that man flush underneath the chin. Norvell Austin says, hold on a minute now. Hold on. That was too much to take at one time. Oh, those feet can really put some damage underneath your chin, Charlie. I've felt a few of them, and I've given a few, but at the same token, Norvell Austin's the one that just got it now, and he's complaining. Knocked him a little senseless. Brad doesn't underestimate him either.
No, not one bit. Side headlock by the Junkyard Dog. Norvell Austin in, going after Armstrong, taking this match to him. Snapmare takedown.
He makes himself a dangerous adversary, this Norvell Austin, because not only does he know how to wrestle and has held important titles before, but he is a street fighter himself. Loves that ghetto type of style of fighting, and that's anywhere you can get it, brother. That's his motto. He's at it now. He's being edged on by his cohorts. Norvell Austin got these people riled up here at TV, but Brad Armstrong is hanging on, climbing that rope, coming back like a father. Got that Armstrong fighting blood in him. Look at him go. Notice those maneuvers are almost the same, Charlie, just like his dad. Hammer and thong.
And look at that by Norvell Austin, right back at his man, I tell you. Norvell Austin, oh, good backbreaker. Right on the side, almost right over that kidney.
Right, out of muscle, the external obliques, they call them obliques. Beautiful, fine body press. 2 counts.
Almost.
It came close to him. These people are riled up here at TV, and they should be also. It's an exciting match. 2 great wrestlers in there. Great conditions. Street fighter against the youth and the admiration of the Armstrong clan. Brad Armstrong. Hanging on. Present time, 1/2 owner of the Southeastern Tag Team Championship. He and his brother.
Speaking of Norvell Austin being a street fighter, you'll look at the street fight attire being sported by Rose and Starr, the 2 members of the Express.
You know, any given day, any given time, any of these wrestlers in this area can come out with that action. Ken Lucas is one of them himself. Just recently won a 15-man elimination tournament. Won himself a lot of money. He's a fighter. He calls it Lucas country. Armstrong being caught now in that front face lock by Norvell Austin. Austin cutting off the blood flow to the brain, but Armstrong caught on to it and drove him into that corner. Back to the other side, Charlie. Watch it, Brad. Oh.
The veteran Norvell Austin making his move.
Oh, he got knocked down. Oh, my goodness.
Boots right to him.
Oh, he's got a pin, Charlie. He's got a pin.
He's got it.
Oh, we got a... Hey! Scott coming to the ring. He counted 3. Scott Armstrong counted 3, and the bell has been rung. This match seems to be over, Charlie.
I don't know if it'll go down officially in the record books, Dick, but
I'll tell you one thing. Those shoulders were down. They were
hung in there.
Well, I can't blame his brother for doing what he did, but he did it, and it's done, and nobody's starting this match over again, so I guess we'll just have to say it's over.
It is,
Brock doesn't know what's transpired. What are you calling it? No contest?
Okay.
He's throwing it out, Charlie. He's throwing the match out. You didn't see anything?
No contest is what he's saying.
Hey, what is that there? That was no referee. That was an interference, a clear interference in the ring right there.
I'd like to get the referee over here if we can for a moment. Maybe we can get it right straight from his mouth.
This is what I've been trying to tell you, man. This shows the true color of the
He's going to
Armstrong.
throw the match away. He said he's going to throw the match out.
This is exactly what we've been talking about.
With Armstrong, it doesn't matter. We done told you people that you're not going to see these belts. You will never see the belts. We'll throw them in the lake before you see the belts.
I think the belts are on their way.
I don't care what we got to do. That shows what there's a belt right here. In their bag.
Wait a minute. I'm going to get Ken Lucas.
We have the Southeastern Tag Team Championships. Bob Armstrong said we fight a bit about... No! Pile driver right into the floor. Ron Starr. Oh! Brad Scott coming out. We're there with Southeastern tag belts on the desk, and we'll be right back.
Norman got him under his arm, and he seems to be all right at this particular time, and glad to hear it because it was kind of hard on him.
Hey, wait a minute. I got some questions, and I want them answered now. Now, it ain't my fault. You got something to do with this wrestling around here, man. Look, I am from here. I was born and I was bred here. Now, it ain't my fault what happened.
True.
All right, but everybody's got problems. I paid my own plane flight in here, and I want a Southeastern title match. If Bob Armstrong can't make it out here, then you get me somebody. Because I'm coming to town, and I'm going to get a Southeastern title match, baby. And if he can't do it, then I'll just walk in and take the belt, and I'll leave it with me. And if nobody don't like it, they come do something about it. And if they do, I'll go get my brother Terry Buddy. Because when it comes down, it's going to be like two peas in a pot, and the peas will be jumping if the water wasn't hot.
Freebird.
Got some comments, hasn't he?
Yes, he does.
Let me see if I can get Gibson out here, and we'll go from there.
Okay, certainly the Freebird is upset about this particular situation. When we get to the arena, what will be his situation as far as Bullet Bob Armstrong is concerned? Rick, you've just been in the back. What's happening?
That's right. I'll be back there with Bob, and he's up walking around. You know, like I say, always been said, you know, blood is always thicker than water, and I believe it just proved it right here today.
It seems that way, Rick, and certainly when you get down to the arena, you have certainly got your neck out, so to speak, Mr. Olympia, putting that loser-leave stipulation in your match for the Alabama State Heavyweight Championship.
That's right. You know, he said he's run a lot of people out, you know, but I want that belt just as much as he does, you know. I wore that belt before, and I want it back. So let me just say something, Mr. Olympia. You bring it on down, wherever it might be. Lose or leave town, but I'm going to still be staying.
The comments of Rick Gibson, who will be facing Mr. Olympia for the Alabama State Heavyweight Championship in a loser-leave stipulation. Freebird Michael Hayes out just moments ago having his comments about what's going to happen if Armstrong cannot compete when he gets to the arena. He wants that Southeastern Heavyweight Championship. Hopefully before this show is over with, we'll have some kind of word on that as far as Bob Armstrong's situation is concerned. And definitely that Southern Street Fight match is heated up to the hilt right now as the Express will be going against the Armstrong brothers, Brad and Scott. Certainly a lot of turn of events on today's program. Dickie, the Southeastern tag team situation is just blown way out of proportion. The Express, I've never seen a group of angrier people than they are about those Southeastern tag titles, and the fact that they were defeated by a brand new team, the Armstrongs, Brad and Scott.
Well, you know, the idea of taking those belts away from the newly formed champions was against the law, and it was against the rules. I had to make some phone calls while I stepped off the air here, and a few strings were pulled, and the belts did appear right here on TV. And that's exactly... Bob?
Let me just say something here, boys. You know, ever since these boys been back, my guts been torn apart. But I'm going to tell the Express one thing. From now on, you ain't going to see one Armstrong. You ain't going to see two, but you're going to see three. Every time you turn around, you're going to see the Bullet and the boys. And it's going to take a lot more than what you did to put an Armstrong name. From now on, the Armstrong name is going to mean a lot more than it has. Excuse my speech. Maybe I've done some things that I'm ashamed of. Maybe I hadn't. I did what I thought I had to do.
Well, good for you, Bob.
One thing I have done is I just had everything run past my eyes that's happened in the last year when these boys came out. They didn't have to do that. Nobody else would help me, and I can't really blame them. But my boys helped me proving one thing, that this blood right here is thicker than water. So, Expresso, you be ready, boy. Like I say, not two, but three Armstrongs from now on. And don't worry, Michael Hayes, about no Southeastern title. I'll be there with my belt, brother. The Bullet don't give up. From now on, brother, Armstrong, Bullet, and the boys. Remember that, Express, and that's all I got to say.
Well, happy days here again, they usually say, in a situation like that, and I think you did the right thing.
Indeed, certainly Big change of events here. Bob Armstrong obviously having
It's been
enough.
going through your brain, too, as well as mine. What does he think? What goes through his
Well,
mind?
what happened? What happened today? I think with the Express, there must have been a lot of heat building as in the dressing room. Bob with the Express, and here we've gone for a week with them, the new champions, and they've got the title.
Right. Here he comes out here, and I think he did the right thing. He brought those belts out here, and the tables were turned on him. It reunited a family again, and I'm glad this has happened because a lot of wrestling fans in Alabama have been saying, what's going on? Why? Why, Bob? Well, there's your answer. We've got it changed around. I'm glad, and I think the boys are glad also.
Regardless of the situation, the Southeastern Tag Team Champions are Brad and Scott Armstrong, and we just heard, and I assume it will, I don't know about this Southern Street Fight match. Now, he says when you see one Armstrong, you'll see all three. So that could definitely have a little effect on this upcoming Southern Street Fight match. What do you think?
I think Norvell Austin's been coming out here week after week interrupting your interview and my interview and talking about how tough he is with his street fights and how he fought in the streets of Memphis and all through the South, and he can wrestle when he wants to, and he knows how to wrestle in a scientific way, and he's talking about street fights. Well, you've bit off more than you can chew when you challenge a man like Bob Armstrong, who is a street fighter himself, as well as his two boys. He's brought them up in that style. He knows how to bring them up in the wrestling game as far as wrestling is concerned and as far as street fighting.
One thing for sure, when we get down to the arena, it should be something to see. A great lineup coming your way, and make your plans to be with us next week on Southeastern Television Wrestling, and we'll have live back with us on Southeastern Wrestling Robert Fuller. Make your plans to be with us next week. Thank you.